Hey guys, how's it going? So this is a device, and I mentioned it in a video that I did a couple of weeks ago when I made a video titled 5 Ways to Avoid Getting Mauled by a Bear. And so I mentioned some practical things that you can do, just make some noise while you're hiking, other things to make sure that you never even have a close encounter with a bear, hopefully. At the end, then I mentioned this guy, which is basically in the event that you do have that close encounter that you don't want. So I got this thing as a just kind of last resort precaution kind of a thing, because I was going on a backpacking trip of my own, solo, in the wilderness of the Marble Mountains in Northern California here. And so I did that trip. I spent about 5 days out in the wilderness there alone, and fortunately I never had a close encounter with a bear or any other aggressive wildlife. But I felt better having this thing with me, just as a, sort of make you feel better about being alone out there where a wild animal could be over the next mountain, around the corner, hiding behind a tree, who knows what. And you're unsuspectingly going to the lake to, fill up your water bottle or something. And so just to have something that, if you don't have a gun or some other way to protect yourself, then at least you've got something as a potential means to scare away an aggressive creature. Now, it's important, of course, to understand that no measure that you might take when it comes to aggressive wildlife is 100% effective, whether it's bear spray or a gun or a stick or rocks or whatever. And so the same goes with this thing. There are videos on YouTube of bears attacking and not being fazed by one of these things. There are also videos on YouTube of bears running away, being scared away by these things. So when it comes down to it, then I would prefer to have something like this as opposed to not having something like this, especially when it is something small, you barely notice it, you put it in your pocket or hang it around your neck and more or less forget about it. And then if it comes time to make use of something like this, then you have it there handy. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this, but just to keep in mind that if you throw this in a box somewhere in your attic or whatever, and then 5 years later you go on a camping trip and you expect this thing to work, it may not. So you want to make sure and test it before you actually go out and are expecting to be able to use it. And then I'll also mention that it could be used for other purposes. Somebody trying to rob you, any sort of a assault or attack or whatever, then it is something that could potentially scare somebody away, alert attention to other people around, etc., because it is very loud. So I'm going to step away from the camera here. It is not so loud that it completely makes your hearing go away or damages your hearing or anything, but it is very unpleasant, especially when you are the person that is closest to it. And so I'm not going to do this for very long. So I'm gonna step away here a bit. I wish that I had earplugs. The first time that I tried this, I put the earplugs in and then was able to take them out and determine that it was okay and not going to damage the ears. But I just tried it again before starting this video, and it was not fun. So here we go. There you go. That is definitely an annoying noise, and there's no way to know for sure how any person or animal is going to react to something like that, but chances are, especially if it is a total surprise, all of a sudden there's this blaring sound, then there's a pretty good chance that they are going to want to go in the other direction. So link down below the video here if you want to grab one of these things. This is not a paid product endorsement. They're like 15 to 20 bucks or something on Amazon. And it is a sort of better safe than sorry. Better to have something like this than to have nothing. But you may very well want to double it up and bring bear spray as well, or have a sharp walking stick, make noise while you're hiking, all of the other things that I mentioned in the other video. Have more than one way of hopefully getting an animal to go away. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one.